let me try put this is my pet theory about what's happened. I've never really I haven't read it anywhere else, but this in my kind of spiritual journey, coming from atheism, going through coming back to Christianity, and then eventually finding the Orthodox Church. What the way I see it is that like the core problem that I've been facing and that I saw noticed in myself is this disconnection between the head and the body somehow. It's like I live sometimes up in a world of fantasies, but then my actions don't correspond to that. And there's this disconnect somehow, and it's very uncomfortable to bring them together. And I kind of see it as like the first place where this really became very clear was that we had a conciliar church that had like we're a body and Christ was the head of the church. And then there was one of the patriarchs, the Pope of Rome, who said, no, I'm going to be the head. And so he lifted himself up above. And so there came this excessive focus on the head, which is kind of like an excessive focus in some ways of the masculine. If I'm below the head, then I'm in the feminine receptive role toward, at least in some sense, right? And so we kind of get focused on that. And then of course what happens when we concentrate too much power and attention on the head is that it can, yeah, it gets inflated, and then it can get corrupted, and then there's a rebellion that happens, and then things split off, and then the disconnect gets larger and larger. And so for me, that's the fundamental problem that we're facing in the West. And well, I have a really good Ukrainian friend who they haven't been through, the Enlightenment period and scholasticism and all this kind of stuff. And I just noticed there's like a groundedness and a closeness to like daily practicalities. He's not too concerned about like all the things that we get all anxious and hyped up about. Sometimes, there's a lot of anxiety I notice when I speak to, just people here in Denmark, which doesn't seem to be so much in these other cultures a lot of the time.